Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's a starting 11 prediction show for Genk in the Champions League group stages. It's a massive game for Liverpool and their bid for qualifying for the next round of the Champions League, isn't it? Another test for Liverpool, but you'd think at Anfield, Genk, you'd like to think Liverpool go out there and field a strong team, or Jurgen Klopp will pick a strong team to go there. As always, leave me your thoughts in the comments. We'll be discussing all the stuff. Sai's going to pull out a few comments and we'll see what you guys think. So let's move over to the board. Hey, there we go. Right, I'm going to start off with what I think Jurgen Klopp's going to pick, and this is thinking after the game on the weekend against after the game on the weekend, and then looking ahead towards City. So I've got Alisson Becker in goal, best goalkeeper in the world right now for me. And we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold right back. I've put Joe Gomez in there. That's a contentious one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll have a little discussion about that in a second. Virgil van Dijk in there as well as the other centre-half. And then Robertson in there, I think, as a back five. That's fantastic. Again, there is question marks over Joe Gomez and Dejan Lovren. Let me know. But we'll move on. Fabinho comes back in. Obviously, we rested him just to make sure they didn't get a yellow card in the Premier League. So I fully expect Fabinho to come straight back in. Then I've gone with a midfield of James Milner and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Again, I'll talk through that more in a second. Then I've got Sadio Mane on the right-hand side, Roberto Firmino through the middle, and then Divock Origi on the right. So let's kick it off with the defence. I've gone with Joe Gomez here. I think he needs a bit more game time for me than he's been getting lately. He needs a consistent run of games like we were speaking about on the build-up. Jack made some really good points about maybe that's why he's just not been in a lot of good form. Obviously, Lovren's been picked ahead of him lately. Would you guys like to see that? Obviously, look, Lovren can play this game, and then Lovren can probably play Man City. I just think that Joe Gomez needs that game time, like I speak about. I really think he needs to be given the chance to show whether he's good enough again. I fully do think he's good enough, by the way, I really do. But he needs enough rope to hang himself with for me, and he needs to show that he's back at that level where he was. Look, when he was partnering Virgil van Dijk, some games he looked better than Virgil van Dijk did. And, I really want to see that. But I'll leave Dejan Lovren there as a talking point for later. In terms of the midfield, look, I've gone with James Milner in there. And for me, that's for the simple fact that I think Jurgen Klopp's going to want a lot more cover on this left-hand side. Look, Divock Origi can do the defensive work, but he's not as good as Sadio Mane at doing that defensive work. So I think when Robbo goes forward, Milner is just so good at covering in that space, isn't he? Making sure that we're solid defensively for any counter-attacking options. That means Robertson can go up there, all the way up there, and then Divock can kind of play in a role and kind of cut him with his right foot. I think Robertson's going to be massively key in this game. Obviously, we saw the other day that Trent was the guy that we were going through towards the end of the game, and it worked really well. Look, either fullback options are fantastic, and even if you have Trent going up there, Mane will do some tracking back. Obviously, if Trent gets caught up there, Chamberlain can do that as well, but I don't think we task Chamberlain with doing too much of that. We like to see Chamberlain coming up here, don't we, and shooting from outside the box, being that extra threat, is just my thoughts, right? I'll put these back in their respective positions. Bear with me 2 seconds. Right, the other one is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think the guy has to come in for me. He's been showing that he's a game changer. He's been showing that he's just a different thing to what we have. Obviously, it could be a Jordan Henderson, Gino Wijnaldum midfield. Let me know if you want to see that. But I just think the way Chamberlain's been playing, he deserves, again, a bit like Gomez, he deserves a start just to show what he can do. We obviously saw there's a shout that you could put, where is he? Naby Keita in there instead of James Milner. We saw that in the away leg, and it worked really, really well. Chamberlain getting in between the lines, picking up the ball, turning and having a shot. That's how the first goal comes about. And Naby Keita coming a bit from deep, wasn't he? And making sure that he can affect play a bit deeper, and then making these really incisive runs, making sure that he can get in there and do that. Let us know in the comments what you think of that. And then in terms of the front, obviously our best front lineup would be Mo Salah being there and Sadio Mane being there. That's our best lineup. We all know that. That's the tried and tested world-class front three that Liverpool have. But with Mo Salah, with his injury, obviously he comes off 60th minute the other day. He's been getting injections and what have you, and getting fluid drained from his foot. I just want to see us keep him a bit protected, to be honest. I want to see him play against City. I don't want that to be jeopardised by just a niggle against Genk, you know what I mean? Imagine if we're playing and he just gets a kick in the ankle and that means that he can't play against City. I want to see Mo Salah playing against City. We saw Jurgen Klopp didn't play Fabinho the other day because he knew that he wanted him against City. I think Mo Salah is just the same as that. So I'm going to put it like this. Si, while I'm changing, do you have any comments for me, mate?
Yeah, so let's start off. Quite a lot of talk about centre-backs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Kajan, I'm sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce your second name. I'm sorry, Kajan. Said we can't trust Lovren against City because of last season, so I think we should give Gomez some minutes tomorrow.
So he's saying that we have Gomez playing tonight and we get Gomez playing against City. It's okay. I think I was speaking on the build-up as well. We do have enough time. Look, it's a Tuesday game and then it's a Sunday game. We do have time to rest, to train and go again. It's not like it's 2 days in between. So I think as much as we're talking about rotation, we could very, very, very easily see even a midfield like that. And I don't think that's going to happen, but there is enough time to rest these players. We know just how good this midfield can be with a Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Henderson. We know how strong that can be. And when it works on its day, it's fantastic. But also, I think we need to go out there and get some goals, to be honest with you. And I mean, I'll put Naby Keita back up there. That, for me, is ultra-attacking. And it will be a fantastic midfield. I think James Milner. Any comments about that midfield?
On the midfield, Conor Nibbler says, could we see Milner at left-back and Keita in midfield?
Ooh.
And Riddler's 91 says, I'd save Milner for City and play Genie instead.
Okay, so let's see what the first comment looks like. Okay. Why would we be resting Robbo? If you want to leave me another comment, just to let me know. I think if we're going to do that, I'd keep Robbo there for me. Keep Milner on the bench as a substitute. I really like how versatile James Milner is. He's a fantastic player when he starts games. But off the bench, it's nice to know that you've got a left back, you've got a centre mid. You could theoretically put him there if you wanted to, but I think you put Genie in there. He could even play left wing. Look, he's played on the wing for City back in the day, and he can do that. He could even play right back if we needed him to. He's a very versatile player, isn't he? And then the other one was Genie Wijnaldum in there. Okay, let's just see this. Sorry, bear with me. All these things are stuck together. Here we go. The other one, which is just that. And again, I can see that. I think, look, Genie Wijnaldum's got such an engine. As we know, he's a fantastic holder of the ball. And he knows that role perfectly, doesn't he? He can track back and do that role, just like James Milner. I like the way James Milner does it more. Every time James Milner comes on, Robbo seems to be touched, like hugging the halfway line, on that left-hand side. I love how James Milner plays that, but it's interesting. Any other comments, Si?
Yeah, so you just said, why would someone rest Robertson?
Mm-hmm.
Ayub Taiki says, rest Robertson and Trent. We need them for the City game. They are the key to win.
Wow, okay. So in that case, are we going with... I'm just trying to see what he wants to be doing here. We'd be resting him. Where are we? We'd be putting Lovren in. So Gomez right back, Lovren there, James Milner on at left back. And then, well, let's put Keita in there because we may as well. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if I'd be too happy with that, but it'd work. It's an option. These players can do these roles. We know James Milner was fantastic for us in Klopp's first season at left back. We know Joe Gomez can do that. Look, he doesn't have the exact range of passing that Trent Alexander-Arnold has. He's not Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is maybe one of the best right backs in world football right now, but he can do that job. He's a solid player, isn't he, at that right back role? Yeah, let us know your thoughts on that. I personally wouldn't like to see it, but I understand what you're saying in terms of resting them for City. I think we've got more than enough time in there, though, for recuperation in my mind. Si, any other comments, mate?
Yeah, talking about kind of rest and stuff and that kind of thing. Peter Smith says they don't need to rest. There's 5 days between matches and an international break coming up.
Yeah.
And then another one, Johnny Walker, says, remember, Genk is a must-win.
It is a must-win. It is a must-win,
I
Johnny.
mean, obviously the City game's so big that it's easy to kind of look past this one and start thinking about Sunday already.
Yeah.
But this is a big game that we're playing tomorrow.
It is a massive game. I think if we win this game and Napoli win their game against RB Salzburg, I think we only need 1 point from 2 games, which is massive there, isn't it? You want to go out there, put a stand down. I think I said in the build-up, which will be out later on this evening. I said in the build-up, you want to go out there and show teams around Europe that we're a team to be feared. Teams know it, obviously, but there's been signs, obviously last season as well, in the group stages we went fantastic, but the Napoli away, the way that RB Salzburg did come back at Anfield, I think Genk are going to be buoyed by that, in my opinion, and they're going to go for it. They've got nothing to lose. They've got 1 point in the group so far. This is their last stand, pretty much. They're going to Anfield, they're going to throw everything at it, and that's why I think we want this cover. They posed us some threats, the last time we played them away from home. They really did well, didn't they? And obviously they get the goal towards the end. Should Lovren have got a shout? Body should have been there. Alisson's annoyed it goes through him. But they got a goal and they are dangerous. They had opportunities to do that. I mean, let's take Lovren out. I think we're talking about pace against City. Genk also have that pace. Genk are also dangerous on the break, and you've got to be wary of that, to be honest with you. And I think this team has everything it needs. It's got the defensive stability in terms of all that. We have our 2 brilliant fullbacks. We've got Oxlade-Chamberlain to come on and affect games further up the pitch. Divock Origi can do the business up there. We know that. And you've got Sadio Mane, who's been one of our most the guy that we rely on all season. And then you've got Bobby Firmino, who destroyed them, absolutely destroyed them away from home, and doing all these little flicks and touches and that. For me, this is what I think Jurgen Klopp will do in terms of resting. And I think looking ahead to Man City, you're looking then to put Gini and Hendo back in there. Maybe you need to bring them on. But it could be a case of, look, you win the game with this. Maybe you win the game with a Naby Keita in there. Then you bring on a Milner and do that stability-wise. So that could be fantastic. And then you just switch that out. And then you've got James Milner in there. But as it stands, I kind of like that. Have we got one more, Si?
Yeah, just one more. On the front three kind of thing. Look, Tenebrae says Sadio drops off a lot when playing on the right. Give Divock a chance on that side. So I think he's saying swap Origi and Mane around from what you've got there.
Okay, let's have a look. I mean, we know Mane can do it on either side. We know that. The only issue I have with that is then Divock and Origi and that. I mean, it's going to be a fluid front three anyway. We know Mane likes to kind of drift across, which then allows Firmino to come across, and usually Salah come across and be dangerous in the middle, and Mane likes to flick that header on, doesn't he? We've done a lot of that in the stats and tactics where Chris has detailed just how we do that, and it's so effective with a ball over the top from a Virgil van Dijk or a Trent Alexander-Arnold. That Mane diagonal run and flicking it on, so potent. So I think it will be interesting to see just how we do that. To be honest, I really want to see Divock play through the middle. I don't know how we do that in this. Maybe you go to a 4-2-3-1 and some mad amalgamation of like, maybe you do something like that. You know, maybe Milner probably doesn't play, Gini probably plays in there. In terms of that, maybe we could go to something like this. So you'd have a 4-2-3-1. I mean, it's an option. I don't think we'll do it, but I think Origi's just so much better down the middle. I've never really seen him on the right-hand side. It'd be interesting. But I think you're right in terms of he drops off a little bit, but we saw it again the other day against Villa, when Mane comes across onto this right-hand side, he was the one who affected the game. He was really good over there. And no matter where he is on the pitch, he affects games in positive ways. But I think this has got all the hallmarks of beating anyone, really. That's the best part about this squad at the moment, is you can kind of bring in anyone you want, and you've got people really hungry to play for Liverpool in the Champions League at the highest level. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain comes in the other day and scores 2 worldies and gets us off the mark. I think this team has everything that it needs to win that game, and we've got so much talent off the bench. I've not even spoken about Adam Lallana, who played the 6. I doubt he's going to play. Obviously, Mo Salah, if he's fit, will probably play. We've got Dejan Lovren there, who is a good centre-half. He could easily come in for Joe Gomez. Naby Keita, who could start, but off the bench, he's fantastic. Such a good impact player. We saw that again the other day against Aston Villa. Came on and again changed the game. And you've got our 2 stalwarts in the midfield of Jordan Henderson and Gini Wijnaldum. We've got so much quality in this squad. It's absolutely fantastic. But let me know your thoughts on the starting 11, who you think Jurgen Klopp will pick. This is who I think Jurgen Klopp will pick for the team. But yeah, let me know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, what you think the score prediction is going to be. Don't forget, we've got the Uncensored Match build-up show coming out later tonight. We'll have all the post-match content going out after the game, as ever, instant match reaction on the website. Then the final word is going on the website as well, www.theredmen.tv. So make sure you go over there and check all that out. Like I say, thank you very much for watching today. Leave us all your thoughts, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Go and check out the Redmen TV. But yeah, we'll see you after the game. Hopefully, once we've got one step closer to securing a place in the next round of the Champions League.